Guys, if you can remember, last time we were discussing KCSE paper 1, computer studies. Now, when I went through the video that we did last time, I noticed there was one problem here. There was an incorrect multiplication somewhere, and I went through the whole process and corrected the part that was incorrect. And here I have the new answer here with me. So if you've been following this, I hope you will be able to notice this if you go through it with a pen and paper slowly. So this is a recurring binary. So if you are told to convert this decimal number to binary, then you need to do this the whole number part and the fractional part separately. So last time we did the whole number part well, but just in the due course I realized that we made one mistake somewhere that was having an incorrect multiplication. So I did correct that. So how will you know when to stop your multiplications? So you will realize that if you check from here, we are having 5 of these ones. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then again we have 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, and there are 5 of them again. So it means that this is a recurring decimal. So once you've noticed that, even if you do it twice like this, the first 5 and then the next 5, just leave it like that. This one shows that it is a recurring decimal, and this is the correct answer here. So today we'll just move to where we left last time. I think if you followed well, last time we left that part that was having a question with flowchart. This flowchart question, we did this flowchart, and then we were to proceed to this next part. So distinguish between a source program and a compiler as used in computer programming. So a source program refers to a program written in high-level language, while a compiler is actually a programming language translator that converts an entire source code to object code. Now, source code is actually a program that is still in your editor, in your IDE or integrated development environment, or your editor in a high-level language. But object code is actually a program that has been converted into ones and zeros that a computer can understand and execute. So that is the difference between a source program and a source code and an object code. So you need to know the difference between the two also as well. Now, part D of this question is asking, explain why HTML is not a true programming language. Now, HTML, okay, first of all, what is HTML? Now, HTML is refers to hypertext markup language. Now, why is it not regarded as a programming language? Now the reason why HTML is not regarded as a programming language, number one is because it does not have declaration of variables. There is nowhere where the variables are declared. The variables are nowhere. It doesn't even have the variables there. So there's no declaration of variable. It does not have program control structures. And our program control structures are like the if-else statement, like the switch case statements, and others, selection statement, and the rest. So those are called program control structures, which HTML doesn't have at all. Next question. Question 17. State 3 programming techniques that can be used to construct a designed system. Now, once you have done your design, therefore you need to construct. You need to move to the part of system construction. Then these are some of the tools or techniques that you can use to construct your designed system. Now the first one is use of high-level structured language. You can use a high-level structured language like C++, C. You can customize a standard package like Excel, Microsoft Excel, or even Microsoft Access. You can also use a fourth generation languages. So those are some of the techniques, programming techniques, that you can use to construct a design system. Now question 17b. Briefly describe 3 roles of information system analyst during system development. Now, information system analyst is a personnel that is involved in the overseeing of system development life cycle. So some of the roles that this person plays are as follows. Number one, he reviews the existing document or the existing system and making recommendation on how to improve or implement an alternative system. Number two, he works hand in hand with the programmers to construct a computerized system. Number three, he coordinates. This person coordinates training of new system users and owners. Part C. State 3 purposes of an information system in an organization. Now, an information system is actually a system that is involved in collection and processing of data. Collects and processes data. So an information system helps in decision making by collecting operational data, analyzing it, and generating reports that can be used to support decision making process, also known as online analytical processing. Another one enables sharing of information. Now, an information system enables sharing of information between or among different organizational departments, support information processing by enhancing tasks such as data collection, processing, and communication. Now, part D, the following is an email address. Identify the labeled parts. Now, the email address is otolocharles@gmail.com. Now, Otolocharles is actually the username. and then the part B, Gmail, that is the domain name, and then .com, that is the top level domain for commercial organization. So that is how to structure the parts of an email. So it means that Otolo Charles has an email account with gmail.com, yeah, which is an email client that is residing on the web. Now, number 18, state 3 hardware devices that may be used to connect a computer to an existing local area network. Now, this same question, so to connect your computer, you have, if there is an existing local area network, let's say in your institution, in your university, or in your high school, you have a local area network, then it depends with the type of computer that you are having. If you are having a laptop, then you will use Wi-Fi. The laptop must have Wi-Fi adapter, so you will need to turn your Wi-Fi on, adapter on, so as to receive the internet. Or if you're using a desktop, then you will need an Ethernet cable. Now mostly people use RJ45 cables. Another thing that your computer will need, if you are using a desktop, it must have an Ethernet port. Another one, it must have a network interface card. So if your computer does not have a network interface card, then you will not be able to connect it to a computer network. So if, let's say, there are many computers in that room and the available ports are exhausted, then you will need a switch or a router in order to connect your computer. So you will need a switch, a bridge, or a hub that you will connect to the existing, let's say, a router. So you will connect another switch to the router, and therefore it will extend the local area network and allow you to connect your computer. Now, a publisher intends to use a desktop publishing program to create a publication which is meant to have many graphics. State 3 ways in which graphics may be acquired for this purpose. Now, if the publisher intends to use a DTP or a desktop publishing program to create publication, then you may get graphics from, now, number one, you can make screenshots, you can take screenshots, you can insert graphics from other graphic applications such as Microsoft Paint. You can insert graphics from by inserting shapes or inserting tables in the desktop publisher. Now most desktop publishers have these shapes, and you just insert them automatically. You can insert a picture from your computer files, or you can use a smart art from the desktop publishing program. You can also use a clip art. Now, part C, interpret the following spreadsheet formula. Count if D2 to D5 is greater than B4. So and here is just used to concatenate this. In other words, this could as well be written as you could as well put B4 here, and still it will make, you can put B4 there and remove these these ones, and still it will make sense. But if you don't want to do that, you can use a concatenation operator. This ampersand is what we call a concatenation operator, and then you add the cell there. So it means that this greater than sign is together with this is one thing together with the cell B4. So this will count all values of cells in the range D2 to D9 that are greater than the value that in cell B4. So there's another function here. Interpret this sum if B3 to B11 contains 4m. So this will sum from B3 to B11, and it will sum the corresponding values. Like if you have B3, it will if B3 contains 4m, then it will include D3. So it is going to sum, if this is column B and this is column D. So if the value of column B contains 4m, it will sum a corresponding value in column D. So that is what that means. So this checks if B3 to B11 contains 4m and sums the corresponding values in the range D3 to D11. Now the following are fields of product table in database created to store records of products manufactured in a factory. Now we have product number, product name, price, product description. Now state the appropriate data type for each of the following fields. Now product number, the product number can be an auto number, or it can be a text or short text if you like. So you can use this because this is actually the primary key. So it can be an auto number or a text, and then the product names can be a text, a short text, of course. Then the price is actually currency, so the price must be currency. And product description, because it is a long text, it can be of type memo or of type long text. So state 3 properties to be put in place during table design to ensure integrity of data entered. Now some of the properties that are put in place during table design to ensure integrity of data entered are as follows. Now the first one is setting of a primary key, and then setting of data type, setting of validation rule and also validation text, setting of field size or number of characters, then setting of relationships between different tables, setting of relationship during table design. Okay, so those are some of the properties that should be put in place to ensure the integrity of data entered into tables. Now number 19, explain by use of example 3 categories into which operating systems are classified according to user interface. Now, some of the categories according to user interface, we have 3 categories. We have graphical user interface operating system, command line operating system, or you can say you can call it character interface operating system. Yeah. Or just CLI or command line interface operating system. All these will work. Command line operating system, command line interface operating system, or character based operating system, or character interface operating system. All those terms can be used. We have also menu driven operating system. Now we are asked to explain each of the 3. Now we'll begin with graphical user interface operating system. A graphical user interface operating system is where the user interacts with the computer by use of icons, menus, pointers, and windows. Yeah, or you can remember this by the term WIMP. WIMP to represent windows, icon, menus, and pointer. Examples: we have Linux, Mac OS, Macintosh operating system, Windows 10 or Windows series. So you can use maybe Windows 10, Windows 7. So all these are graphical user interface operating system. Then we have command line operating system. Here the user interacts with the computer by typing commands at the command prompt. Example include MS-DOS. And menu-driven operating system. Here the user interacts with the computer by choosing or selecting from a set of choices or options. Part B, state the function of the following computer keyboards. This was at the very last of this paper here, at the very last point of computer paper 1, 2019. If you check well, at the very last point here. Okay, where was it? Where is it? Okay, it is here. Now state the function of the following computer keyboard keys. This is a very simple question. Let's see the answers. Now caps lock, the function of the caps lock, it changes case from lowercase to uppercase. So this changes or toggles uppercase to lowercase and lowercase to uppercase. Shift key used together with alphabetical keys to change case. So it can also toggle between the two cases, the upper and the lower case. Shift key is also used with arrow keys to select text and many others. Also you use shift to display functional keys. Okay, no, to display special character keys like percentage, these special symbols, hash, ampersand. You can use shift together with the number keys to display the special characters. Number 3, enter key. Now enter key, one of the function is that it forces cursor to a new line or forces cursor to begin on a new line. It can also be used to execute commands. it can be used to execute commands. So those are the functions of those keys. Now part C, using two's complement notation, determine the value of operation 25 to base 10 minus 29 to base 10. Now this is actually here. I want to show you this in the paper 1 computer studies question. Yeah, here, using two's complement notation, determine the value of operation 25 to base 10 minus 29 to base 10. So this was 6 marks. Yeah, this is just 6 free marks here. Okay, let's see how to go about this. Now the first thing you would do here is to convert 25 into binary. Just do the normal division and then getting the remainder, then taking the remainder from bottom, writing the remainder from bottom to top, and then you'll get the binary notation for each of these decimal numbers. And once you are done with that, here, remember, if you can see here, you see 25 minus 29 can also be written as negative 29 plus 25. So you need to know that you can write 25 minus 29 as negative 29 plus 25. So once you've known that, go ahead and convert this 29, the value of 29 that you will get here, which is this value, convert it to 2's complement, and this will be the negative value. Now the first thing we will do, to convert this to 2's complement, you have to convert it to 1's complement first, and then you add 1 to the last digit. Now to convert this to 1's complement, 1's will become 0's and 0's can become 1. So it will look like this, and then in 2's complement, just add 1 to this last 0 and it will be in 2's complement. Now after doing that, now we want to take negative 29, which is this value in 2's complement here, and add it to 25, which is this value, the whole number here. So just take this value and add it to this value here, and now when we just do the normal addition, since one of them is negative. Now we just do the normal addition here and we will get the correct answer. Now you can see we are getting the correct answer here. Actually this last part here represent a negative value, so actually this is going to give us because this is to base 4, this is going to give us negative okay, this is going to give us negative 4 down here. So you can see this is the value 4. Okay, so that is how to go about that. That is how to tackle this. You have to remember that you have to write that minus as an addition, and then that is when you proceed with your addition. On the now the 20th question, let's see. A company in town A wishes to link its offices that are spread across the city through fiber optic networks. Stage 3 advantages of using wireless over fiber optic media. Now, one advantage is that wireless media is flexible in operation as compared to bounded media. Now, so many computers or so many gadgets, electronic gadgets can connect to it. And so many ICT gadgets can connect to a wireless network compared to a fiber optic network, since these ones you must have a special wire to connect your computer to the network. So this one can have it is very flexible. Another one, number 2, can span large geographical areas easily. Now it can be used, wireless networks can be used within a large geographical area. Communication can take place even in remote areas via satellite. So those are some of the advantages of wireless network over fiber optic cables. Yeah. Okay, let's stop at this point, guys. Now, next time we will continue with part 3 of this series. So today, I want just to urge you to subscribe to this channel so that you will continue getting these revision resources from this channel. I'll be posting more of these questions, past papers, so that you can see the possible answers that we are providing in this channel. Have a nice day.